I'm doing pop culture, entertainment, things like that. That first heard. This here's from people who is actually on Amber's side. I got a note, and it says Amber Heard's sister Whitney applauds open letter supporting actress. The tides are shifting. Well, there's no shift because the verdict in Virginia stands, and that's that. But I guess you could say some people coming out of the woodworks, pitching in their professional expert opinion. Amber's sister Whitney said her faith in humanity has been called into question since the verdict, but the new open letter showing solidarity for the actress gave a much needed breath of fresh air. Okay, so look, even if you don't like someone, even if you can't take the other side, a lot of times you've got to understand why people are taking the other side. You could probably think about politics. Look, there's very, very different political issues right now. And although I'm on certain sides of some, you're on certain sides of some, I'm sure when you think about it critically, you can understand what the other person thinks. So, as Whitney Heard, you should be looking at some evidence and being like, well, my sister didn't do it. I stand by her. But thinking, I understand why some people think what they think. I understand why some people see this evidence and think that Amber did it, right? I'm talking from her perspective. Obviously, we think the verdict was correct. But if you get my drift, if you've got no faith in humanity, that means you can't even understand why the other side would think what they do. Amber Heard's sister, Whitney Heard, is showing appreciation for a new open letter signed by over 140 experts and organizations condemning the ramifications of the Johnny Depp defamation verdict. So they're not saying they're actually condemning the verdict, they're condemning the ramifications. Fine. On Wednesday, an open letter was published signed by figures like Gloria Steinem, Constance Wu, and Alan Versfaro, director of Amy Zehring Plus groups like the National Women's Law Center, Women's March Foundation, and more. That was a mouthful. Got through it. Stating, we condemn the public shaming of Amber Heard and join in support of her. We support the ability of all to report intimate partner and sexual violence free of harassment and intimidation. But stop! Everyone supports that. Every single Johnny fan who says Johnny is innocent supports actual victims coming out and not being harassed. And guess what? No one harasses actual abuse victims. We support abuse victims. The question isn't, is it safe for abuse victims? The question in this case was, who was the victim, and why is there a double standard in society when it happens to a certain gender? No one's saying anything bad about women and that gender. All people are saying is, let's notice when it happens to men. And it continues. Whitney, 34, reacted to the support on Instagram, saying it gave her a much-needed breath of fresh air more than 5 months after the June 1st verdict. And here she says, to simply say that my faith in humanity has been called into question since the trial/verdict would be a gross understatement, she wrote. Don't forget, humanity. Not just a court in Virginia, not just relationships between men and women, things about her sister, humanity. Talk about overstating something. Talk about overdoing it. Whitney, humanity is worldwide. Humanity has nothing to do with you and Amber Heard directly. Not only did it highlight some pretty effing major flaws in the judicial system, it also showed just how deeply misogynist this world is and how harassment of anyone who speaks out or has a differing opinion is just simply accepted. Just take a look at some of the comments on my posts, and undoubtedly, this is one. Yeah, there's going to be some bad apples in every fandom. That's fine. I'm not excusing everybody on Johnny's side. But the point is, think about it. You're saying that you're annoyed people speaking out with a different opinion get harassed, but wait a minute. The different opinion is that, in this case, a man got abused. The different opinion isn't your opinion. In this rare case, it just so happens that your sister had a lot of evidence against her. She happens to be a woman, but one who made quite a few mistakes along the way. So the only thing they could do here is continue to twist the narrative into something a lot bigger than it should be. The main problem here I see from the media is the scope of this. Yes, Johnny's real famous, so there is a large scope, an international scope on one hand, but really it's a very small scope. It's just simply saying this person, because of things they did along the way, has got a lot of evidence against them. That's it. Like Camille said, we've got a judge on this one case, and Amber's defenders and fans can't defend based on the facts of Depp and Heard. They've got to make some kind of very, very overblown, wide range, overstated, political, ideological, and roundabout statement. Never directly head on. Let me know what you think down below. Doing shout outs, special thanks, things like that. I hope you like my picture of Whitney here. It's the best one I have. I don't know. I kind of like it. Done here for now. See you next time.